Hey guys, it's time for my first reviews and news regarding Disney World. So first off, the Magic Kingdom has closed due to capacity many times this week. If you're going this week, I feel bad for you because this is Disney's most popular week with Christmas and New Year's Eve involved. So, they've closed the park, I think, around 3-4 times due to capacity. So that's not really a good thing. And the Seven Dwarfs Mine Shop is closing in early January. Now, I don't know if it's going to be to make room for the new Mine Train ride to open up a new store, or open up a store for the meet and greet that's now there, because that used to be the right next to Snow White's Scary Adventures, which was replaced by a meet and greet. And the Captain Jack's restaurant and marina now completely removed. So you're going to downtown Disney and that's one of your favorite restaurants. Well, unfortunately, they're closing. That's due to the new Disney Springs remodel, which I'll talk about in a later video. And Twitter founder Jack Dorsey has joined the Disney board. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully, some more innovative ideas coming their way. So it's time for the reviews. Now, first, I'm going to start off with my favorite two rides in the Walt Disney World Resort. But first, I want to start with the Tomorrowland Transit Authority Peoplemover. Now, the Peoplemover is a kind of slow-moving ride. I mean, it's not completely slow like Spaceship Earth, the next ride on my list, but it does take some sharp turns, so be kind of aware of that. The TTA Peoplemover is kind of a classic Disney ride. The Peoplemover was a attraction in Disneyland which closed, I think, around the 1990s. It went very slow, but a few people actually died on the Peoplemover. This version of the Peoplemover has a track where there's no engines on the actual car. It's on the track, which is an innovative thing. But to the ride itself, it takes you around the Tomorrowland area of Disney World. That's why it's one of my favorite rides, because Tomorrowland is one of my favorite places to go in the whole entire world, not just Disney World. So you'll go through a couple rides. You'll go through the top of the Carousel of Progress. You go through Space Mountain. Oh, here's a tip for you. If you go during the night, you can see more Space Mountain than you can during the day. It's a weird thing my dad and I figured out. It goes through Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. Originally, when it was, if you have wings and Dream Flight, you could see a lot of the attraction itself. But now, because of the lasers and Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, you can only see through one window. The rest are covered up with dioramas. Hidden Mickey alert. Once you enter Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin building, the girl getting her hair dried on her belt is a Hidden Mickey, which is kind of clever. So the TTA Peoplemover is a great ride, great for a family. And if you don't necessarily want to enjoy the ride part of it, it's always a good escape from long lines, because the lines do get long sometimes. But on this ride, never a long wait. The longest I've had to wait for this ride was about 10 minutes, because it's continuous moving, a ton of ride vehicles, but you don't have to worry about a vehicle behind you. There's so many placed at different times. It's really amazing and innovative. It's a great way to cool down, especially during a hot summer day, or, a nice way to relax and, rest your feet a little bit. So, what do I give the Tomorrowland Transit Authority Peoplemover? I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. 5, I would personally give it a 5. but for review's sake, I would give it a 3.5. Only because it's not for everybody. I mean, I'm the kind of person who enjoys these kind of rides, but if you're a thrill seeker, there's no drops or turns or anything. There could be some sharp turns due to the current of the track, but nothing more than a sharp turn once in a while. So 3.5 stars for that. So my next ride is a slow, really slow moving ride at Epcot. If have you seen, the guides or a, you know, DVD or something, you've seen this Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is a geodesic sphere, although it's mostly referred to as a golf ball by people of all ages. Even my grandfather calls it that. So most people call it a big golf ball. But there is a ride inside which kind of tricks people because most people walk by it without knowing there's a ride in there. But Spaceship Earth is one of Disney World's icons, especially at Epcot. Spaceship Earth, it takes you through history of communications from the cavemen all the way to the first portable computer. And then at the end, they'll ask you to answer a couple questions. It's what are you interested in? They're different, but a couple, like 5 times you go on, you'll usually get one of the same. But they ask you questions, and at the beginning of the ride, they take your picture. Now, what this is, they put the picture on this body, and then it shows you what your future would be like. Now, this kind of gets old after you've been on it a lot, but the first time you see it, it's really, truly amazing. Just the technology involved in it, but, I mean, it gets old, and most of the time your head is usually choppy. You have to get it at a perfect angle, but, it's a good ride, or it's a good thing. It's a nice, innovative thing to have your future shown, but it gets old once in a while. Now, Spaceship Earth is narrated by the Dane, Judi Dench. Before it was narrated by Jeremy Irons and what was his name, Walter Cronkite. And then people say the first version was narrated by Vic Perrin, but it was actually not. It was not narrated by Vic Perrin in the first version. It was Lawrence Dobkin, the CEO of Disney at the time, questioned why people thought it was Vic Perrin, but it was actually Lawrence Dobkin. So a bit of Spaceship Earth history there. But as for the current version, I give it 3 stars out of 5. As the same with the TTA Peoplemover, it's not for everybody. I love the ride, but if you like Space Mountain or Splash Mountain or any of the mountain ranges, and you don't really want to learn at Disney World, you want to have fun, this ride is not for you. It's an educational ride, which the old Epcot used to be all educational, but now, not really anymore. If don't want to, if you don't like slow rides, definitely not for you. It goes at, I think, a speed of 2 miles per hour, so definitely not fast there. But if you have little kids who don't ride much, Epcot and this ride is a great place for them. So overall, 3 stars for Spaceship Earth, and it's a good ride, icon of Epcot. But that's it for today. I'll be back with some more reviews, I think, later. If I can get another video in today, it would be great. But anyway, see you guys later. Peace.